Kia ora koutou, and welcome everyone again to South Pacific Muscle. Hey, tonight we've got something a little bit different. We've got a personal trainer from up in Auckland, Manukau way. He competes in the WFF, so it's a bit of new territory for Mike and I, so we'll have a bit of talk about that. Look, he has got a pretty good track record. Last year was a fantastic year for him, so 2019 Nationals. Brad, he won the overall there in the sports model and qualified for his pro card, so WFF Pro. And within a month, he was standing on the world stage and managed a third place in the WFF Worlds as a pro. So a pretty quick turnaround and a pretty quick rise to notoriety, so to speak. So look, without further ado, Brad, I'm going to pass over to you and just let the people know a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, g'day guys. I'm Brad, as I was just introduced. A little bit of background about myself. I come from Australia, born and bred Aussie. Don't hold it against me. And sort of grew up as a young lad, sort of playing AFL and rugby growing up, and moved over to New Zealand and sort of picked up the rugby again. And then, did my schooling here and whatnot. Always bumped around the gym, but never thought I'd get into the bodybuilding scene. For me, it seemed like it was a bit hard to get into. I thought I didn't really have the genetics coming up. So I always stuck in the backs, in the rugby field. And then I bumped shoulders with a fella called Alex Simays and Leanne Simays. And they sort of, got in my ear a little bit while I was training at their gym and said, hey, Brad, why don't you give bodybuilding a shot? And I said, you know what, I thought I'd give it a go. And the rest is history. I sort of stepped into the sport model scene and I did really well, all thanks to them.
Big shout out to Alex and Leanne, a great couple, and I've been supporting New Zealand bodybuilding for years. So Alex and Leanne, thank you. I've done a few of their shows back in the day as a NAPA WFF competitor. Mike, you would have come across Alex a few times.
Yep, I have, yep.
Cool. Hey, look, Brad, we're going to kick off with some quick fire questions. So I'm going to pass over to Mike. He's going to fire some questions at you, and let's have your first response.
Yeah, so these questions we just throw at all the people that come on. Some of them we'll cover a little bit later because with the sports model side of things, I expect your training might be subtly different than some of the sort of physique competitors we have on, but I'll throw the quick fire ones at you. So off season, dirty bulk or stay lean?
Stay lean.
Stay lean, yeah, I thought it might be the case. High protein, high fat, or high carb?
Well, I go high protein, high carb.
Yep, nice.
Yeah.
And with your training, volume or intensity?
Oh, I like to mix it up a bit. I've got a lot of volume, but I like to mix in intensity there as well.
Yep, good. Now, off season, you do like to stay lean, so do you carb cycle, do you mini cut, or do you keep pushing the food? How do you organise that?
Oh, honestly, I just leave that to Leanne to sort for me.
As you're told, yeah, good idea.
Yeah.
Righto, so coming to as soon as you came on there, you look like you're not far out. The face is pretty drawn there. Do you tend to cut hard and fast, or do you come in slow?
You know what? I actually do tend to cut hard and fast. My body type actually does, burns up the fat quite fast, which is quite good for me, I suppose. It means I can enjoy my foods a little bit longer.
How old are you? Just
turned 30 a couple months ago.
Okay, all right. You're still young enough, the metabolism's flying.
Yeah.
Now, so when you are cutting, do you tend to go for more cardio? Or
just for now anyway.
Sorry, do you
I tend to go for more cardio.
Yeah, cool.
Sorry, what's that again?
Sorry, I just we've got a bit of a time lag in there, so I'm talking over you. Sorry about that. And last one, leading into the show, do you keep the training heavy or do you up the volume?
I keep the training heavy. I keep it as heavy as possible. Yeah.
Yeah, retain the muscle. Nice.
Yeah. I think most people have got to the point now that they realise that, jumping to high reps and trying to confuse cardio and resistance training, not the way to go, and you do what gains you the muscle in the first place. So I think that's a pretty standard answer across the board nowadays. Good to see, because certainly, was it 15, 20 years ago, we started from the last couple of weeks doing 20 rep sets and all these things like that, and for whatever reason,
Yeah.
for lack of knowledge, probably. Hey, look, I'm going to throw a random question at you, and I'm going to throw that at Mike as well afterwards. If you could be any bodybuilder, sports model, etc. in the world, who would it be and why?
Oh, there's a fella I'm following currently on Instagram. I don't know his real name, but he goes by the name of Black Bono. He's a Korean sports model, WBFF, WFF, and IFBB. He's done the board shorts there. I'd probably want to be that fella. He's actually the one I want to take on the most. So yeah, he's just got the physique of the gods, that fella.
It's amazing. Some of the Koreans now, I looked at, even from a bodybuilding perspective, the Koreans up against Samson recently, and they were fantastic. They've always got some really class competitors, and their lines just seem to be really, I think they'd really suit the division that you're in too. Some of the lines that they've got, just real sleek, real classic lines, Mike, over to you. Who would you be and why?
You know the answer to this one.
You're not allowed to say Barry DeMay?
Yeah, most people won't have, because it's going back a way. He competed in the early 80s. Barry DeMay came third at the Olympia, and I think 83 maybe. Just not a sort of blonde Dutch guy, good looking, and I always wanted to be good looking. He just really nice posing, some really nice sort of open-handed aesthetic poses. Not the sort of bulkiest mass monster, but really nice lines and nice posing. So that was what I sort of modelled my posing and my physique on. Don't know if I ever quite got there, but that was, man.
I think
Nate, coming back to you.
Yeah, I'll just stick with Chris Cormier, and I'll let you work out that why. You can do some research on that one. Look, probably because I enjoy having a bit of balance and still enjoy trying to socialise and things while I do it, as hard as it is. I quite like the way Chris Cormier managed to do that. Although, to have genetics like him would be amazing. But hey, rightio. Mike, do you want to sort of ask a couple of questions about the NABBA WFF and the WFF classes as well? Because I think a lot of people out there aren't really that sure about the split and things.
Yeah, so I was just doing a little bit of research a few days ago, Instagram stalking you, and then having a look on the WFF website, and they talked about NABBA splitting in about 2006 or so to the NABBA NAC and WFF. So once that split came around, the classes seem to have changed a little bit. From then on, they've got your class being sports model. You've got so they have the physique class, they have sports model. There's another class, another athletic class, isn't there, that sort of that goes along with the
board shorts.
Yeah, yep.
Board shorts or physique.
Yeah, so the board shorts, is that between physique and sports model, or is it sort of sports model between board shorts and physique? Yeah.
Between the sports model and physique.
Yeah, cool. So looking at your physique, I mean, phenomenal. I've looked at some of your pictures, really narrow. I can't believe you say I didn't really think I'd make a bodybuilder, because you've got fantastic shoulders, delts, arms, tiny waist, which obviously suits your class and never goes astray on any bodybuilding stage. Do you want to talk us through a little bit about the 2 rounds that you go through and sort of the attire that you wear, that sort of thing?
Oh yeah, so the first round when you're coming out as I guess as a first timer, all the nerves are going through your head, and you don't know what you're going to do and what you're going to come up against when you walk out on the stage. You see the big crowd, but the second you walk out there, for me, it was just like, it was quiet. It was quiet in my head, and all I heard was my song to walk out to. And then the second round coming back out, you've got a bit more confidence, you've got a bit more chuff in your shoulders, you're ready to go. And, I feel like when you come out like that and you come out hot, thinking you're going to do really well, and you actually do, no matter what you're looking like on the day.
So you've got the shorts like they wear in.
Does that answer the question?
Yeah, well, so I mean that's your mental attitude as you come out. But in that first round that you come out, you're wearing the short shorts, is that right? And the second round, are you wearing some other form of sporting attire?
Yeah, we've got short shorts on. Yes.
Is that for both rounds?
Oh, okay. So what I know from what I've been introduced to is we only wear the short shorts now.
Yep.
I haven't had to bring out any extras or anything like that yet. The only thing I have to do is wear the shoes and the short.
Okay. It seems like Mike. I think you might be thinking WBFF, because I know those boys come out and they come out in suits and look like cheeky.
Sports themed attire.
Okay.
So it says in the guidelines that I read that you are not to be too big or hard physique. So how does that affect both your off-season training as far as bulking and your pre-contest cut? I mean, you are very, very lean, just like a bodybuilder would be, but how does your training differ from, say, a physique competitor?
Oh, I'd say we go back to more the high repetitions. I do like to do a bit more volume, but like when I go into the high repetitions, I like to keep that up there along with my cardio just during the off season. And the reason being is I know that if I let myself go just a little bit too much, I'll get a bit too big. Essentially with the muscle, my muscle does grow quite fast, I have noticed. And so I like to just try keep it lean if I can.
What a terrible problem to have, getting too big too fast.
No, in a modest way.
Yeah.
Hey, look, obviously, your focus at the moment is all about the Pro-Am. So for those that aren't aware, the WFF Nationals are combined with the Pro-Am event. So you're competing as a professional this weekend.
Yes.
Tell us about your focus for that and what your thoughts are going forward from the Pro-Am.
Okay, so my focus is purely for me is just to perform well on the day. I've been working a lot on my posing. I really want my posing to show through this time. I feel like something I'll have over other competitors if there are any pros on the day. I've had a lot of practice. I practice a lot at home. I follow a lot of pros that, especially the Koreans, their posing is immaculate in the sports model division. And that's what I'm mainly focusing on there when I go on stage. And then for afterwards, I'm probably going to try and aim for worlds again if I can. I want to go over to Europe and do the European Championships. Nice. I want to go to Bangkok and do the Universe, and then Bali, I think, where they're going to be holding the Worlds.
Fantastic. Hey, look, it sounds like you guys have had some amazing events, both going forward and previous, because I see you competed in your first pro show in Mexico, of all places. How was that as an experience?
It was different. It was different. It was a bit of a culture shock at the start, but the people were very accommodating there. The loveliest people on the roads, and especially at the competition. And while it was a bit of a tough show to be in because there was no air conditioning there whatsoever, it was a very hot day, so our tans were running and everything. But while it was like that, they were very accommodating, and I would love to go back there again.
Fantastic.
Yeah. And it's phenomenal.
Hey guys, what we're going to do is have a quick look at Brad's Instagram, because I think people would like to see what he actually looks like under that shirt. So just bring that up. So for those that don't know Brad, you can follow him on his Instagram there. So B_Wade_. So Brad Wade, WFF Pro, and we've got a couple of photos here. I might get Brad to just talk us through these photos.
Well, that was my first show I ever competed in, and I thought it would be a great opportunity to get a photo with the king, Alex Simes. He's a bit of an idol to me, and I look up to him, and especially as a bodybuilder and a friend. And I thought it'd be a great opportunity to get a photo with the big man.
Nice photo. Look at that.
Ooh. That one was after Nationals. They had a photographer backstage, a proper one, that said that, they could do some good photos for us. And my friend Christina actually created those underwear for me, which I was really proud of.
Look, that is an amazing midsection. My eyes just get drawn to that midsection. Fantastic.
Thanks.
What sort of work do you do on your midsection? What type of training?
Oh, this is going to surprise you. I very rarely train abs. I train them maybe about twice a week if I'm lucky. And what I try to do is just like the high volume stuff, a lot of leg raises, lot of just basic sit-ups, cable oblique twists. That's really about all I'm doing there.
Do you find you have to avoid like heavy squatting, heavy deadlifting to try not to thicken your midsection?
I actually try my best to do heavy squatting and a lot of deadlifting. Alex told me that, you know, just a lot of front and back exercises can be fine. But if you try to go too much for the oblique, you can thicken out quite a bit. So I try to keep the waist a little bit leaner like that, if that makes sense. Yeah.
How's that? How's that? To the victor the spoils, and third place is a pretty impressive outing on your first pro show.
Oh, thank you very much.
Yeah.
That was our, that was the lineup there, and got beat by a couple of strong competitors. And they just, they outdid me on the day there, but I was very proud to have gone to Mexico and represented New Zealand and have done my best.
So your midsection better than theirs there, but both those guys. They look a little bit thicker in the legs than you. Is that something that you feel you need to bring up to match them, or?
Yes, 100%. That was one of the things I took away from that show, and I've really been working as hard as I can on those legs ever since.
Do you have a weight limit?
No.
Do you have a weight limit that you have to meet? You don't.
No.
So it's just purely about the aesthetic look, making sure you don't get too bulky. Yep.
Yes. Oh, that was on the left-hand side. That was me at Nationals. And then on the right-hand side, that was me in Mexico. I thought I'd do a little bit of a side-by-side analysis and let people see a little bit of the difference. I think I, at Nationals on the left-hand side, I came in at 80 kgs lean. And then in the Mexican picture on the right-hand side, I came in at 75. So I actually lost a bit of weight going into Mexico.
How tall are you, Brad?
I'm 178 centimeters, so 5'10".
So heavier than I was at a similar sort of weight in my first competition, definitely.
Nice.
And I definitely didn't have a midsection that looked anything like that. So no, that looks really good.
Thank you.
One question for you. How did you find the travel impacted? Did you have to manage the travel in terms of your water retention and holding that size while you're in such a depleted state?
Yes. So I went to my nutrition coach, Leanne Semays, and she explained to me that I'm going to have to do a lot of work on the plane to be able to sort of maintain my weight, my muscle, and actually the water loading process as well. So she wrote out a step-by-step sort of plan for me while on the plane over the 14 to 15 hours. So it was quite a stressful process. I had to wear skins the whole way through as well, just to try and stop the body from bloating out a little bit. So there was a lot going on there.
That's really interesting you say that, because I mean I would have thought of the skins, but I probably wouldn't have gone as far as thinking about having a step-by-step plan on the plane. So that's probably going to be a big takeaway point for me and for people listening, that if you are competing overseas, you need a plan. You're not hopping on that plane and going to sleep and waking up at the other end. You got work to do while you're on the flight.
Exactly. I had alarms set every 2 hours to consume some food. We even had a contingency plan. If the food got taken off me, I'd have some protein bars, but they're a last resort protein bars.
Nice. Hey, I'm going to hand back over. I'm going to bring us back on the screen, and I'm going to hand back over to Mike just to ask a few final questions before we wrap this one up, because I know you're going to be struggling 2 days out from the show. It's a big ask to have you on. So, look, I appreciate you giving us your time.
No worries.
Yeah, you've answered a lot of the questions that I had around your training and your diet and your preparation side of things. I am interested to hear about. It sounds like you're doing a lot of international traveling. You've got a lot of shows coming up. Now, you work as a personal trainer and a nutrition and a coach. Do you have some other revenue streams? Are you sponsored athlete? Is there prize money at your shows? I mean, is there anything else we can promote for you, get you out there and kind of help you in some way?
So the only thing I've really got going on is the personal training aspect of things. I am sort of looking into maybe branching out into more modeling if I can do. I do have some sponsors like Muscle Chow. They promote me and my food, you know, all the time. I gave him a phone call about 3 hours ago. I said, hey, look, Leanne's just sent me a new plan. I need food in the next 2 hours. Let's go. They brought it here straight away. I can't thank them enough. Muscle Chow are the best.
They're online.
Yes, online.
Yeah,
yep,
promote.
You can find them on Instagram. Yep, easy as. They're like, honestly, they've done so well by me for this preparation. I can't thank them enough. I've got explosive supplements. This man JD in Papakura, he's been sponsoring me now for the last year, and I can't thank him enough as well. Whenever I need supplements, he's got it there waiting for me. That man he's the king as well. So other than that, I don't really have any other revenue streams. I guess with bodybuilding, if you do win a show like the one in Mexico, the prize winner gets about $1,000 American. And I think runner-up, I got $300 American. So there's not much in the game of bodybuilding. No. But what there is once you do those things overseas, you will meet a lot of people. And obviously you make a lot of connections. People get your name out there, and people will come to you if they want some, you know, advice and training and whatnot. And then you can look at revenue from there, which I think is a great way to look at it.
How are you finding your personal training clients in the last week leading up to the show?
Oh, I'll tell you what, I've been a grumpy bastard. Oh, and I apologize to all of my clients. I'm so sorry. But yeah, you know, sometimes I'm doing 5 a.m. starts every morning still, and I've got I'd say about 12 clients a day at the moment, you know, for the last 5 days. So I'm still trying to do right by them.
Sucker for punishment. Hey, look, guys, we're gonna call it a wrap, but a huge thank you, Brad, for coming on at this very late stage in your prep. And look, we wish you all the very best, and we'll be looking forward to seeing the results and seeing some photos come up online. Everyone out there, if you want to check out Brad, hit his Instagram. If you're looking for some personal training, give him a buzz if you can get there. The big thing we ask you guys, get in and support the shows. I think we've got 3 nationals coming up over the next 2 weeks. So get out there, support our athletes, and stay safe out there. Thank you all.
So easy, guys. Thank you.